Hello everybody, astrology report for the next week. Finally I'm able to get in the front of the camera. As soon as I was preparing the stuff here to get the video going, I had a lot of calls from Twin Flames, so one get in, and as soon as I get back into it, another one came in, and then is another one came in, and end up from getting that video for like an hour and end up to in 3.5 hours. So what's going on, what's the story is, the Twin Flame workshop, it's still coming up. It's over at here in Aurora, Illinois. If you want to be participated as a Twin Flame workshop, it's perfectly fine on it. And the things that we're going to come up about the next week, they're going to be a very kind of like begin to be intensive. We are going to have a lot of things coming up, going on into the underworld. We're gonna be looking into the ourselves, to our dark side, into it, to look at ourselves in the mirror and be honest to ourselves. That's gonna be the triggers because we are having a lot of new things coming up into. There is a new situations comes in. Also, Mercury retrograde is coming up into. The effects already in force because this is the pre-shadow period of Mercury retrograde. There is a shadow period afterwards that comes in, and to follow it, I would suggest you to go back to my original YouTube channel and you can find the Mercury retrograde video there. It's there, what he does and what's going on and what the situation is going on into. So the current situations there right now, right here, let me just kind of like pull the charts up. So here is the chart. As you see it right now, the moon just entering Scorpio, and we have a stellium in Scorpio. We have a 4 planets in Scorpio. That is the part of the warrior inside of you. Some of the part of the Scorpio is to see the darkness inside of you, to see your inner things, and what do you do with others? What do you do with the relationship with others? Libra is about the relationship within yourself, to have the right relationships, and this is what everything begins. You have to have a good relationship with yourself in order to have the relationship with others. But in Scorpio, that is the part comes in when you begin to learn the relationships with others, and the inner work that you're going to do about removing your bad stuff in order the relationship to begin. And that is the secret that Libra has to learn from Scorpio. That's why the Scorpio is above the Libra into the spirituality, because the first house in the spirituality that begins from Libra zone. So to begin off into, as you see it, we are going to have a new moon. That is when the moon and the sun are together, but they're opposing Uranus. Very important part is this planet here, because that's how we receive the energy coming from outer space into to create this on it. The color of that planet, it's turquoise. You all know it. I'm kind of like addicted to this color. Everything here, it's that color. That's what the turquoise is on it. And to get into that new moon, that is a new lesson. There's something new is gonna begin for you on it. When the moon is gonna move, then if the moon is gonna come here, you will see it in a few weeks, in about 2 weeks. You'll see it right here. It's gonna come in a journey Uranus. You're gonna face exactly the opposite of what today is going on, what today's the situation is. And as the moon is gonna transiting into the astrology charts, you will see what configurations is gonna make of the astrology field. Be mindful that when the moon comes in here and it's doing this opposition, that is going to be your emotions, and you're going to be maybe kind of irritated, angry against God, against the spirituality part, against something that evolving your soul. Be wise of how you're talking to yourself during this period, especially today and tomorrow, Zavet. And be careful with Mars, Saturn. Those are the things that can be easily kind of like aggravate you, and during the aggravating emotions, you can do stupid things that you can be paying for it down the road. So Monday, is the moon progressing into Scorpio on it, and it's going to be on its way to meet Venus and Mercury, who they're basically kind of like pretty much joined together right now. The energy is going to be feel pretty good. It's going to feel these emotions of yeah, I feel good about myself. I understand myself. I'm seeing it to my own secrets. I have a clearer visions about my own self, and that blue colors, which is that's going to be the positiveness, the emotions. It's going to create this field within you, around you, that's going to help you to helping you with this process of Mercury retrograde that comes in, of the lesson that needs to be learned. The lesson is need to be learned. It's me and others, and me and myself on the material world, how I act with others. Because when the moon comes in here in Taurus, that is the time when you actually responding to the 2-year-old, wherein the 2-year-old learns like the material stuff. Like a 2-year-old begins to crawl and touches everything that it wants to know, and there's like, hey, this is not yours, don't touch it, don't break it, don't do this, don't do that. Now the lesson it is about relationship with others, and how the relationship with others is going to affect your material part. When the moon goes, we're going to have a full moon in Taurus. So that lesson is going to begin. Be careful, still have this opposition with Uranus. Don't be getting mad about what the universe did, what's going on, what the situation, and so on and so on. Don't blame nobody. It's just the way it is as the moment. Because Uranus is a retrograde. It's working on the stuff inside of you as about it in the soul, not about of anything else that goes on into. Tuesday, the moon is going to be at the end. Pretty much a Scorpio is going to be passing the moon, and Mercury, who's preparing to be a retrograde of it, and it's going to come back here, and it's going to keep telling you, okay, well, limitations, the people you around you, what is that has to do with you? Why are you limiting yourself because of others? And that is going to be the moment when she's transitioning into Sagittarius. You're going to be looking somehow to do the expressions, and probably in the late afternoon you're going to feel like maybe I should need to talk to someone, maybe I need to reach out to someone, maybe I have to say the things that I've been holding for so long inside of me that I need to let it go. Maybe I need to go talk to my best friend or someone, maybe a psychiatrist or someone you can just to lay the crap out, to get off out of your system, because it's about time you to learn to have to live and it's a better life go on into. That I just said about the moon and Sagittarius is going to be also affecting on Wednesday, but pay attention on this here. You may gonna have like a visions of like did I'm doing the right thing? Did I do the right stuff? Did if everything goes on into it? What are they gonna think about me? What are they gonna think about that? What I think, and so on. You have to look at it that you need to find the masculine power inside of yourself, which is that is Mars, and it's gonna be sextiles on it. That is the part of doesn't matter what sex you are, you too can find basically the inner power to go in. You to have the balls to do this for you. Nobody has to comes in and grabs your hand. It's like, hey, let's go do this stuff. it's going to help you. You have to find the inner power inside of yourself, empower the parts inside of you, so you can have the better relationship with yourself. Mars is in Libra. That is the warrior that he wants to learn the relationships. That's why I keep telling the people, just leave the weapons outside of the house, outside of the bedroom. Don't bring them in there. You have to find the power of communications, the power of the talk. And that's why the power of the communication is going to be enforced into it. Don't feel obligated to keep in silence, but kind of like see what is going on, see what the situation is, and what do you need to get out of your system or get out of your chest. What do you have to go again into? Venus and Mercury, they're going to be together. They're going to be combining their force into, as you see it, they have no aspect. That is going to be the time when you as a feminine energy, it doesn't matter what sex you are, you have feminine and masculine, so don't kind of like get into the part of like, well, it only applies to women's or only applies to men's on it. That is going to be the time of the feminine energies that you're going to learn of the things that you've been in the darkness for so long because you put yourself in an inner jail. And the communications that you need to go and talk to yourself is a very, very crucial, very important parts, very important things. If somebody comes in and tells you, hey, you're a la 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 la, then guess what happens? You're going to blame them. The question is you to say, what is the la la la? It's inside of you. That is what Venus and Scorpio will does. And also that messages that you're going to get from Mercury, it's coming up into, because Mercury is going to be prepared to be a retrograde. That means it's going to be send you messages into your soul. Not if you talk to someone, it's like they don't hear you, and it's like, what did I did? You didn't did nothing wrong. The thing it is the communications that are switched off into a spiritual energy. So here is, we have a Mercury retrograde. It's going to be an effect if the phone doesn't work, if the computer breaks, if the printer doesn't want to communicate. Welcome to the Mercury retrograde of it. Usually people buy a lot of phones during this period because they think the phone is wrong. No, it's not. The phone is not wrong. You wait for the period that comes in and the phone works again. It's just the way it is. But the moon, it's going and it's going to be joining Jupiter. That's the growth. You're going to be, if you did the right things that I just telling you, you're going to feel the growth, the part of you growing up, the part of the things that you let it go. Now you are more lighter. You're going to be able to move without the luggage from the past, without the luggage of everything that goes on. Now, if you see the moon, it's shining Uranus. That is the part of, it's like, hey, you did the good job inside of your soul. You did the right things. You're gonna feel the peace in the soul, and very good energy on Thursday. That's gonna tell you that you are in the right path. Just keep on going. Just keep on doing the things that you're going to be doing in your life. Friday, the moon will comes in and it's gonna be in Capricorn. It is about the professional, how professional you are into yourself, and also how you're professional to others. Emotion is going to be focused on the work and the job. The moon still is going to be trying Uranus, and it's going to be sextile the sun. Very good positive energy on it. Also the sun is going to begin to have the trine with Neptune, very good inner vision. Just to remind you that Neptune, it has two things to do. You can put the cloudy, the muddy water of the river that you don't see anything, or you can put the crystal water that you can see for miles and miles and miles on it. It all depends of what part of Pisces you see. You see the little fish that swim in the top, or you don't see the shark that it's down in the bottom of the ocean. Say to comes up into it, the moon when it's in the Capricorn, you're going to be focused more into a service. how you gonna be in service with others. Some of you is gonna focus into it, how can I help this guy, or how can I help this person, or what can I help to this guy at work, or what I can do. Into the question is before you help somebody else, you need to learn how to help yourself. And that is the part of inner work that you need to learn to change. You need to change yourself. In order to change the society, it begins first to change of you. You're the example. And that is when the moon in Capricorn comes in, you become that example. And the energy is going to be focused of you to do some kind of example of work or some kind of example of ethics inside of you that show off the growth of what you're doing within yourself, and that growth from you and yourself to be represented to others. Friday, as you see, the moon is going to be passing through Saturn and it's going to join Pluto. Very good energy if you listen here, but that squaring here from Mars, that squares everything. I gotta be very careful with that emotions. Maybe if your relationship doesn't work right, or the things are not right to your relationship, maybe it's time for you to be learning to be honest, you to be a professional of that relationship. If someone is bad towards you, you go ahead and tell them, hey, work on yourself. You know what I mean? Just because you're a bad person, you don't have to reflect on me. I have enough stones to carry on myself. I don't need to carry your own. Do your inner work. Focus on yourself. And that is a part of professional. You have to come in to take the professional steps in you, so you can have the time and the power to come in and say. But if you're not very careful with this energy of the way you talk, the way you react, or the way you do the things, that Mars is gonna get active and you're gonna be facing the warrior. You're gonna face the parts of someone's gonna be like not the right place, not at the right time. It's not gonna be the right action. And focus on this can kind of like create those intensify energies that's gonna be around into. And the next day, the moon is gonna be in Aquarius. Welcome to the rebellion. And you didn't did the right things, so the people didn't did the right things. At the beginning, you're gonna feel this intense energy, and that intense energy is gonna be affected very quick, very fast, because that is what we know we're calling it a quarter moon, or also a T-squaring of it. And the square against the sun, that is the part when you look at it, okay, well, in the beginning everything was okay and harmonious. Now I see the first issue. Now I'm dealing with the first part. Something is not right. We need to change. We need to look. We need to look at the right stuff. But since this is into the air sign where the moon is on it, the rebellion part who comes in. You want to go and stand against the old stuff, against the old rules, against like, you know what, this is not the right thing. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Wait until Monday, because on Monday when the moon is gonna move, that intense energy is not gonna be present there. You're not gonna feel this intensified push. So this is the part you to see where the reality is and how you to be reacting on the reality. And more we are going to be talking about a week after about the astrology report. I think it's going to be. So thank you so much for watching the videos. I'm looking forward for your comments on the video. Thank you so much and be love.